Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. We got a little relationship reading today. We're starting out with the Page of Swords, and um, and the Page of Swords talks about, seeking truth, seeking new opportunities, not staying in the box of our thinking. Um, you know, um, um, Communicating, like just that youthful perspective in communicating, not being afraid to speak or anything like that, but it's about seeking knowledge, seeking wisdom, seeking understanding, and so that starts out. Our the reading is the Page of Swords, and then after that we got the Lovers, right? Decisions, relationships, just that the intimacy, and then we got the Six of Cups, which sometimes talks about nostalgia, that feeling of home, and so what we get with these three cards is the possibility of a past relationship, a past union, whether it is so friggin' hot. I had both windows open. I know I'm saying that because I'm sweating like a dog. And right when I started recording, trucks just wouldn't stop flying by, and then planes were flying by. It was like crazy. And so so I put the window up, and then more trucks started going on this side, and so then I waited, and so now I've been sitting in the car and I'm starting to sweat like a dog. But anyway, I'm just gonna keep reading, and I know sometimes my messages may seem a little crazy because it seems like every time I start to read, just crazy stuff happens, and I know that I just need to keep doing it so that it becomes a habit. And in communication, clear communication, I can tend to struggle with perfectionism, right? So sometimes I know I can feel like, oh, these videos seem a little crazy or whatever, right? But I still post them because I'm trying to overcome needing to be perfect, because nobody's perfect, and yet we're all perfect. We're perfect as we are, right? Because we are made in the image of the divine. We have the divine in us, and so therefore we are perfectly created. But anyway, so that went a little bit off topic, but maybe somebody needs that encouragement. So we got a relationship here, one that may be a soulmate, a past soulmate, or someone you've met, someone that you feel like you've known them for lifetimes. You talk to someone and you just get that spark, or that knowing. And so this is telling us, well, the bottom energy, the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is we get wrapped up in our mind, comparing things, and really, like, what the Eight of Swords shows us is that the only barriers we are having is ourselves. It's in our perspective, it's in our thoughts, it's in our fears. It's when we paralyze ourselves, the paralyzation of analyzation, like we just keep going back and forth. Does this mean this? Does this mean that? And I think the divine is just saying, hey, it's summertime. Just go with it. Just flow with it. Just remember, the nostalgia of when you were younger and you were freer and you took chances, to just go with what feels right, what makes you happy in the moment, in this relationship. Just be free, communicate freely. Don't sometimes we hold so much stuff in, but let's just make a commitment to being ourselves, to allowing people to know and to love ourselves. And when we do that, if that person doesn't receive us, then it opens us up to the person who will receive us. Like, we don't want to be in relationships with people that we can't be free with, right? We can't fully express ourselves. We can't show our quirks or our idiosyncrasies and stuff like that, right? We want to be free. We want to be fully loved. We don't want to have to place ourselves in a box, right, to be in a relationship with someone else. And so the divine is saying, you know, like, yes, communicate, know, get the information you need, but trust your heart, right? Make a decision. This may also be telling you that there is a decision between, you know, one or more people. It may be someone who you know, is new, but it may also be someone who feels like they've been in contact with your soul for a very long time. With that, I also pulled the Two of Wands, and then at the bottom we have the Emperor, right? So this is someone, this this person is badass, right? I've never had that happen. Okay, I pull out the Emperor card and we get horns blaring. Who do horns blare for, right? For royalty. For royalty, right? And so if you're attracting royalty, that makes you royalty. So you are a badass. And we got a horse carriage coming, baby. Oh, a horse carriage. I just gotta move the phone so you guys can see this. Like, can you see it out there? All right, so I'm gonna get out the car for a minute so you guys can see this. Cause, all right, I might post the first video just because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I don't know how to put these two videos together, right? But there is a horse carriage. A carriage being pulled by horses. I don't know if you can see it over there. Right? See that? They just passed by. Maybe you didn't see it. But there's a horse carriage that just walked by where I'm sitting. Right? And so I pulled the Emperor card. And when I pulled the Emperor card and put it up in front of the video, the camera, a horn blared. Not a horn from a car, but like a boat horn. I'm by a bridge. And the horns blared nice and loud. So I think I'm gonna post this anyway. I'm gonna do part A, part B, because this is crazy confirmation that whoever it is that you're interested in is coming up as an emperor. This is someone who has done the work, done their emotional work, done cleansing work, has really striven to become their best them, and someone of high value, someone who's got their shoes together, you know, someone who is striving to better the world, to better their family, to better whatever part of the world that they are in. This is a valuable person, you know. And we got the Two of Wands, you know, which is about travel. So you hear it? That's what blared. Right? And then we're talking about looking out on the world, right? And imagining. I still can't get over. I'm glad I did do it the second time, right? So this person who has come into our lives is Emperor status, right? Someone who oversees their world, you know, someone who's a badass. And we attract who and what we are. So you obviously are someone who is a badass. So think of yourself that way. See that in yourself, you know? So I'm gonna read, show the cards again that I had before, because maybe since it blared again, I might not post the first video. But I went through. First card we got was the Page of Swords, about communication, right? About initiating communication and doing our research, but But being free and not holding ourselves back and communicating with other people, because it came out with the Lovers, right? And the Page of Cups, which sometimes can be about nostalgia, old relationships, just that feeling of home, you know, that feeling of love, that feeling of comfort, and knowing, right, that we are free to communicate ourselves. Be free, feel free to communicate who you are, to communicate your desires, to communicate your quirks. Just be yourself. Get that youthful freshness again, when we're not so guarded and we don't have so many walls up from being hurt before, right? That we allow just the joy and the overflow and the innocence of our hearts and our thoughts and our ideas, and to come freely through us, right? That is magic, to be able to have gone through many storms and still have that freshness of heart, to be able to communicate, to be able to love, to be able to see things with a fresh eyes and fresh heart, to not get caught up in the past of nostalgia, in the sense where it paralyzes us, but the freedom of it, the recognition of it, you know, the just the joy of it, the being places that bring out the best in us, the confidence in us, the joy in us, and just opening our heart to love, making the decisions of to be free, to be intimate, to be honest, to be vulnerable, right? We're protected, right? We are loved, we are honored, and we are protected, so we can be vulnerable. You can let people in. It is okay. And so on the bottom of the deck, I had gotten the Eight of Swords, right? And the Eight of Swords talks about obstacles. I broke the deck and I just got the Queen of Pentacles, right? So we got the Queen of Pentacles and we got the Emperor. So let me pull this up. And we got the Emperor, right? You badass couple. That's a badass couple, right? Power people. Yes, right? But the Eight of Swords talks about our thinking and our past and our you know, just getting caught up in our head, getting caught up in the paralyzation of analyzation, you know, just going back and forth and trying to understand stuff so deeply, and trying to move forward from our head versus moving forward from our hearts. And so yes, we have to keep all the wisdom that we have gained over time and through relationships and through experiences, right? Through watching other people. So keep that wisdom, keep that information, keep that knowledge, right? But act from the heart, act from the freshness of youth, that great things, great relationships, great people, things do work out for you because you are blessed, because you are honored, because you are royal, right? You are royalty, you know? Queen of Pentacles. We got the Emperor. You know, this is someone that's put in the work, academically, possibly, that's put in the work in their career, that's put in the work emotionally, spiritually, someone who has done the work on themselves, done the work in their lives. It's not, you know, someone broken needing you to heal them coming to you. This is someone who has made progress on their own. And yes, we all we live in this world, so we're not perfect. I'm not talking perfection. I'm not saying this person isn't gonna be a person, okay? Because we are all people, and we all say stupid stuff, do stupid stuff from time to time, right? But that doesn't mean that that we're not like 98% awesome, right? And so this person coming in deserves you to give yourself the chance and the opportunity to experience a summer of love, right? let's call this the summer of love, where we allow our heart to feel, allow our heart to express, allow our heart to be free and not guarded, and not lose out on wonderful opportunities that are coming out of fear, out of insecurity, out of doubt, you know. This is your time, and this relationship that has made its way into your life, be it someone from the past who is expressing interest, be it a new person who just feels like you've known them forever, open yourself up to it, you know. Open yourself up. Enjoy it. Enjoy the opportunities. Be the fool, right? Be the fool. Fresh start, fresh perspective, fresh heart, fresh energy. Be the fool and allow yourself to experience the joy and intimacy of youth. Do you remember, like, as teenagers, right? You can meet someone over the summer, right? And be lifelong friends, right? You can meet someone, you know, and spend a day with someone and connect so deeply that relationship continued forever, right? There weren't so many barriers and obstacles, and I'm not talking about, like, you know, like being unhealthy and vomiting on people or anything like that. I'm just saying the freedom to connect, right? To connect powerfully, to connect deeply. Like, that's, I think, the stages we are in life, where we are so confident in ourselves and who we are and where we've been, that we can give our hearts without fear of anyone taking advantage of us, because we know where our boundaries are, right? We know where we know how to read. We know how to read people. We know how to read situations. We've been around the block a time or two, but we still have that joy and that love and that innocence to connect with people. So that's my reading. I may post that first one and write something in the description box underneath it, but it was just so crazy to talk about connection, to talk about love, to talk about giving things a shot, and then, you know, talking about the emperor, and then the horns blare for him. And not only do the horns blare for the emperor, right? The horns blared for the emperor, announcing this relationship deserves a chance, right? That was pretty powerful. And not only did we get that, we got a goddamn chariot with horses, being pulled by horses, right? Is that not a sign? Is the divine not telling you, give it a shot? Open up your heart. Have this be your summer of love, because you will go places, okay? The divine has got something in store for you. So open up your heart. Let love in. It's a stellar person and going places, okay? I'm going to pull one of the witch oracles, and let's see what they can add to this. Right? I'm just so inspired. That was just so freaking amazing. And thank you for staying with me. I guess the heat wave passed and now it's only 85. That's funny. Because I stopped sweating. And maybe it was just getting out of the car, opening the car door. I might have cooled it a little bit. But we're going to pull one of these. I love this deck. It's so pretty. Like, look at look at this deck. Isn't it pretty? It is pretty. So I'm gonna shuffle one more time. Okay, one popped up. Weaver of the Red Tent. Let's see what the Weaver of the Red Tent has to say. She's got a heart medallion thingy on there, so maybe she's got something to say about love too. She's beautiful. Beautiful. She got her braids in. Homegirl's looking good. All right, let's see. 36, which is a 9. Any life path 9s out there? 36. Okay. Long ago, the red tent was a place women gathered together to tell their stories, to weave their futures and shed their pasts, along with their menstrual blood. Losing the red tent and the village life associated with it has resulted in a loss of healthy interdependence. We've forgotten how much we need each other and how precious, unstructured time can be together. We continually feel the pressure to perform, produce, fix, create, heal, help, without ever acknowledging our own needs. We've been raised to think of need as a bad word, a condition that makes us weak, inferior. But the ultra independence is a trauma response. When we deny our own need, eschewing the very thing that makes us human and interconnected, we forfeit our belonging and eject ourselves from the circle of life. The cycle process of giving and receiving, which results in growing. A witch is willing to make herself vulnerable, to ask for what she needs and receive help without shame, whether she has a village, a small circle of friends with whom to make her own red tent ceremonies, or just one sister or friend. She knows her sacred charge is to pay attention to her own needs first. Unabashedly, she allows herself to ask for what she needs, which frees up the energetic space to offer what she can without pressure of saving or fixing or caretaking. Wow, that's deep, right? Just a reminder for us to stay interconnected, right? Definitely with our friends of the same sex, with friends of the opposite sex, but that same aspect of communication, right? This still goes on with communication, communicating with others, opening our hearts up, being vulnerable, right? Speaking our truth, letting our needs be known, right? And in context with the rest of the reading, needing love. It's okay to want to be in a relationship. It's okay to want to love. It's okay to want someone to hug you or to want to hug somebody. It's okay to want to come home and have someone to cook dinner for. It's okay to it's okay. It's okay. It is okay for us to love. It is okay for us to need each other. It is okay for us to desire intimate relationships with friends, with families, and with lovers, right? That is what the red tent is us not being alone. And so obviously maybe we all need a reminder, right, that we are not alone, that we have people on our corner. And if you're feeling like you don't, then maybe the divine is putting someone in your path that will be a friend on this level. And how do we have friendships on this level? By opening our hearts, right? By communicating, right? That car's really loud. By initiating, by letting people know us, right? Not getting caught up in fears and overlooking, over analyzing stuff. I just saw 1717. Maybe someone should look that up. It might be a message for you there. But yeah, so this goes with the message, right? Unity, friendship, the heart connection. And I just want to, I don't see the card. Oh, show again, right? We got an emperor. We got an emperor coming, right? And for us to continue on, right? With the heart of the fool. The fool doesn't go out, weighed down by the past, right? The fool may take its wisdom with him. He knows what he's learned or she's learned, right? You take that with you, you learn it, but you go out for fresh opportunities, fresh relationships, fresh experiences. There is so much out there that the divine wants to bless you with in your life, in your relationships. And so this is just the encouragement to get out there and do it, to get out there and meet the people, to get out there and develop the relationships, to get out there and enjoy your community. And started sweating again from the heat that came from the car. But anyway, much love. Thank you for this time. I do hope this was encouraging for you. It was definitely encouraging for me. And I just shuffled the cards again, and what comes up on the bottom? The Queen of Pentacles. That's you. This is where you are now, or this is where you're headed. But this is you in heart. This is you in spirit. This is your potential, right? And even more. This is like near future. This is now. So, much love to you, and I will talk to you soon. 1919.